Kellner. What? Heard news about that outpost nearby our village in the Rosewind field? Heard? I was there with our squad of Steelhelms. It was a massacre. Our outpost was in ruins. These greenskins massacred the villagers, ruined the walls. There even hasn't left any stone on our tower. All was destroyed. Village burned and destroyed like we've never built anything. Some of the villagers that ran into the main city told stories that they were covered in bulk armor, yellow and red. You think it was Ironjawz? Maybe. Or Bloodtooth. Or maybe both of them. Ready the men. They might be here very soon. I don't think they will get here soon. You don't think? This is already 5th report. I don't think that our mountain reach even will hold them or slow them down. I've sent the word to the priesthood, so we may praise Sigma to help us with Stormhost warriors. Okay, but I don't think it's necessary. If I'm right, even them may not be enough. Wait, something is not right. It's too silent down here. Silence transformed into a loud avalanche with a blow of the horn. It was very loud, even though it was coming from the mountains. The sound of the drums was so loud, and from the thunder the ground was shaken. In the light of the rising sun, the green avalanche moved from the mountains. There were so many of them. In the war camp, the nose of smashing iron armor, with hands pounding the yellow iron that once was armor of the best warriors of Azir. Orcs were preparing for war. Someone was making weapons. Someone was fighting in the pit. Suddenly, noises and loud were seized by a brutal voice.
Boss! The shaman said it's the right time. Gokamoka tells that it's time to smash those Hueys to bits. What about storm kids? Ha! We'll smash them. Yes, they are weak, and we will. Oi! These shiny bits is for the boss. He'll crump you good if you get too close. Release the Go-Gruntas.
The sound of war pigs started to get louder as they marched.
What about other clans? We are ready, boss. Iron Sons, Red Bloodtooth Boys, and Choppas. All that heard of your war are here, boss. Even Bone Skulls and others, even Bone Splitters are here. This will be the best war.
War Chanter was making his beat with his bones. The thunder and lightning from it savaged the orcs in the war camp. His eyes were glowing green, and in his madness other orcs started to feel the call to a fight. Brutes finished preparing their choppas and other weapons. Tusk Boss was mounted onto a large Mogranta. In the front of this mob there were weird brutes with their chain smashers and rages with go hackers. The boss Ripa Splitta called the roar, and from the nearest mountain something huge landed. It was a mass of muscles, covered in scales. Ironjawz are a confederation of orc war clans who possesses a common culture. Hulking parcels of green flesh containing nothing but muscle and single-minded brutality, the war clans of the Ironjawz rampage across the mortal realms, smashing stuff up and kicking in faces as they go, bellowing incoherent war cries as they thunder towards the foe, their war chanters beating a war tattoo on anything they can get hold of. Their power increases with every tooth they punch out of the mouth of their enemies. Gur is the home realm to the countless dangerous and violent lands where the strong survive and the weak become meat. This predatory wilderness suits to Ironjawz, endless wars against other orcs, slavering beasts, and chaos warriors mean their war clans have always had enough to end their savagery on. Just as an orc boss imposes their dominance over their war clan, so to do the Ironjawz dominate the wilderness of the Gur. Teetering edifies to Gokamoka, the splintered woodlands and mountains beaten into rubble are all signs left by the Ironjawz that they are in charge. Once the realm of beasts was filled with many noble empires, ruled over by hunter kings and proud beast lords. Their domains were set up snow-wreathed peaks or amid subterranean continents. To stop the greenskins, their enemies constructed even more elaborate defenses, walls laced with killing spells, leaving moats that consumed all who crossed and cities with legs to carry them away from danger, but all failed before the simple, savage brutality of the Ironjawz. Orcs respect only strength, and other clans sometimes forget that the Ironjawz are in charge. Most clans are quickly knocked into line through some, like savage bone splitters, need constant reminding. During the Age of Chaos, the Ironjawz fought endless wars against the minions of the Dark Gods. It was a glorious time for the Greenskins, one of continuous bloodshed and face-kicking. Many legendary Chaos Lords, like Jarak Voidheart and the Razored Queen Aberleth, sought to destroy the ironclad Orc war clans. In this time, impregnable fortress, demon armies that blanked the land, and horrific spells of extermination were all set against the Ironjawz, but they all met with failure. A lord would declare they had conquered the kingdom and subdued its creatures in the name of the Dark Gods, only for an Ironjaw war clan to thunder out of the wilds and destroy everything in its path. As war spread like a contagion across the mortal realms, many races and kingdoms found themselves caught between the insidious domain of chaos and the wanton destruction of the Ironjawz. Most importantly for the Ironjaw war clan, this age of war without end made them strong. There was always plenty of iron to loot, and all the fighting gave rise to some of the greatest megabosses ever to stomp their way across the realms. Tiring of Sigmar's quest for order, Gokamoka began the first great war. Orcs flocked to the two-headed god, and in an avalanche of green flesh they tore a path of ruin across the mortal realms, attacking their former allies and old enemies without distinction. When Gokamoka came to the abyssal world's end, his two sets of eyes gazed for a moment into the phantomless dark before he spat off the edge of creation and turned about to do it all again. Among them there is Gordrak, the biggest and baddest Orc Ironjaw megaboss about, and he claims all greenskins for his great war. With his twin axes, Smasher and Cunning, he lops off heads and cracks open skulls, while beneath his iron-shod boots the megaboss huge maw crusher, big teeth, crushes enemies to pulp, or bursts their innards with a deafening bellow. Every Orc has heard of Gordrak, the Fist of Gork. His name is the war cry upon the lips of a billion charging Ironjawz, the screams of dying men crushed under hobnailed Orc boots, and the thunderous chant of marching greenskins as they spill out across the realms. He is chosen by Gokamoka, and he will cover all the realms with the hordes of Great War. The growling gates sprawled across the beast fence. 6 interconnected portals, they spread out around a central stronghold known as the Gorelight Gatefort, whose tallest spire shimmering with an ancient realm gate. It was this central gate that connected all 6 portals to the fortress, but whose original destination lay in Hysh. For an age, Chaos Tyrants had used the web of realm gates to rule the surrounding lands with an iron fist. These were the enemies Pergus Brightshield and his Stormcast Eternals expected to face as they rode the lightning down towards the glowing gates, his strike chamber attacking each of the portals at once. Little did the Stormcast know they were about to spring a trap. Gordrak had been pleased to see the first storm clouds gathering over the growing gates. His weird knobs had been right about where the lightning warriors would strike. Heeding Gordrak's call, his mega fist had led tens of thousands of Ironjawz against this gate, stomping the Chaos Defenders into the dust. The last of Chaos forces had been finished off by his war clan, the Fang Crushers, and both the Gorelight Gatefort and the Outling portals now belonged to the Ironjawz. Gordrak had faced Sigmar's Stormcast Eternals, and so he had prepared some surprises for them. In any Ironjawz clan, there is a simple hierarchy. The brutes lumber into the battle, seeking out the biggest monsters and the most violent enemies to batter into submission. The war chanter hammer out the drumbeat of the war with their sticks, the booming rhythm of the call and war to all wargs to war. Tightly packed ranks of art boys plug into the fray to the sound of booming war drums and snapping banners, shoulder blade to shoulder blade. The orcs fight ferociously. Their violence is focused by the roaring orders of their boss. The Gore Gruntas storm across the battlefield in a cacophony of hoofbeats, and while snorting, Gruntas rip up the ground and Orc riders blow out war cries as the Gore Gruntas pull ahead of the Ironjawz charge. A Megaboss is undisputed leader of his Ironjawz. Hordes of orcs follow the hulking warlord into the heart of the battle, where the best fighting is found. Clad in layers of iron and wielding massive weapons, Megabosses take great pleasure in besting enemy champions. Vomiting gouts of crackling green energy, weird knob shamans stagger about the battlefield, losing the power of the war upon the foes of the Ironjawz. Notable of the Ironjawz war clans are Bloodgreens, Death-Tooth, Death Fist, Crack-Tooth, Iron Eye, Deck Hammers, Stone Skulls, Ash Eater Boys, Sky Basher, Dogrok Choppers, Zedek Weird Lads. The Fist of Gork is the best of them. And of course we are having Iron Sons and Bloodtooth clans.
If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Also, left some comments below. What short story about what race would you like to hear about?